What's up, everybody? We are live. Welcome, everybody. If you are looking at this in pre-recording, look at it maybe within about maybe 5 to 10 minutes. I tried to pick Sunday night around like 8:30 Eastern time to make it more appropriate for everybody. So hopefully we get some traffic in here. We get some people. We can talk about a couple things I wanted to talk about today. And then we can just go from there and kind of just talk about whatever we want to talk about. So let's see. If you are in the live stream, just make sure you hit me with a chat. Say hello and let me know if you guys can hear me. I'm going to try to do the live streams with a mic instead, just to make it better quality. So let me know if you can actually hear me. And if you can hear me, just say hello, just so I know you're in here. Sean, welcome in. Welcome in, Sean. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming in. I'm going to give it about 5 minutes. Sean, you're always one of the first people I wanted to acknowledge that come into the chat. So thanks for coming in, Sean. And let me know if you can hear me, by the way, too. Today's topic is going to be about the Apple Card. I want to get everybody's opinion on the Apple credit card. Thanks, Sean. I appreciate it. The Apple credit card and also the whole Wow Air situation that just transpired over the last week, which I thought was crazy. The whole situation was just ridiculous. I did a survey a couple hours ago. Do we require Saturdays or Sundays? It looks like everybody picked Sundays. So that's what we're going to be doing from now on. I'll let you guys know a few days in advance on which Sunday I'm going to do it. I'm going to try to get into a flow of doing it every Sunday as I can. But Sundays looks like it works for people. I'm going to try to do it in the maybe afternoon to evening time, because that's what looks like works for everybody. So we're going to be doing the live streams on Sundays. It's going to hopefully be every Sunday, if not every other Sunday. But like I said, I'll keep you guys posted on the community chat on Instagram if you don't have me. Make sure you follow me on there. I'll keep you guys updated with when I'm going to try to go live. So yeah, let's talk about the Apple Card. Is anybody excited about the Apple credit card? Is it something that everybody's excited about or not excited about? What's going on? I think they can definitely do a lot better with their rewards. I think gotta do a lot better with the rewards. Just not enough for me to snag on it. I did a video on it last week and just wasn't, I mean, I got a lot of views obviously because everybody was searching for it, which is awesome for the channel. But as far as the card itself, it just wasn't the best. Just wasn't the best card, I don't think. It was a surprise to me. I didn't know they were having a credit card out. I know they had a credit card a few years ago and it didn't do too well. And to be honest, I'm kind of expecting the same thing with this card. The only seller I can possibly think of is the whole titanium show-off type of situation, but I'm sure that'd be played out after a while too. James, welcome into the chat. I like to always be honest. I think, so somebody asked me, and I'm not sure who it was it a good starter card? And I told them it's an okay starter card. Like I know starter cards are kind of just like your typical, like just whatever. I think you can get better starter cards than this card, but I think it's an okay starter card. It's not the best starter card. But if you're looking for like perks and all that good stuff, nah. I'm a big Apple fan. Yeah, especially for a card with like I'm sure this card doesn't have an annual fee. And as you can see, I'm Appled out with the phone and the iPad and the AirPods, all that stuff. You know, I'm kind of trapped into the system, I guess, if you want to say it, because if I was to switch down to Samsung or any other carrier, it's going to be really hard to do so. Everything is kind of just, I'm kind of in this. And I'm cool with it, but the credit card situation is kind of scary. And like my guy Shamrock, one of the subscribers on here, he was talking about, you know, if the titanium card is a seller, then you should have maybe given us more rewards. because you want to pull it out to look nice and maybe show off a little bit. But if you're only going to be getting 1% just to pull out that card, that's like you pulling out this thing right here, right? That's like you pulling out this Amex Platinum card at a restaurant when you have the Amex Gold card, or you have like the Amex, I don't know, something else. You know what I'm saying? Like, just don't do it just to show off, because you're gonna kind of be hurting yourself. So I agree with you, Sean. I think they should have a lot more stuff to offer, but like you said, I'm a big Apple fan too. The only thing you're gonna really get more value in is if you're buying Apple products. That's going to be your highest value, so they kind of want to keep you buying Apple stuff. And then 2% when you buy anything. But there's a lot of like small businesses that I always like to go to, like small, like little, small businesses and stuff. I'm a really big supporter of small businesses. They don't accept Apple Pay, so what, I'm going to get 1% on everything. This is not the best. And I don't know what their points are. I don't know what 1 point is going to really get you. Probably not going to get you much, but and I know like the whole Goldman Sachs thing, like the company behind it, if I'm not mistaken, they just had like some stuff going on with them not too long ago. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I am curious though, that they're calling it titanium, which again, the titanium is just a metal. I'm very curious to see what it feels like, but that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. I think it's gonna hurt me if I see somebody like at a restaurant pulling out the Apple credit card and be like, "Guy, out with the broke pods." Now, why do you call it broke pods? What's up with the whole broke pods thing? Apple Card is the new flex. What is broke pods? Is it people who are broke, I'm guessing, or what's the whole concept behind that? I do like, and I'm not going to bash it, what I definitely do like is I like the security of it, as far as the card not having any, oh, I have no idea, I just read people say it online. Yeah, I don't know what it is either, broke pods, I'm not sure, because, I mean, if we're looking at it as far as, they work really, really well. I mean, I have them right here. It's probably one of the best inventions, obviously, and it's so simple, too. It's just so simple, but it makes so much sense. Because when I have the cord, I'm always dropping my phone, and you know how you drop your phone and the earphones are still in your ear, and it hurts your whole neck when you drop it. So, I don't know. Yeah, the whole broke pods is, I don't know about that. That's a good question. I like the Capital One Venture. Capital One Venture. Capital One Venture for sure. But Barkley has that's a really nice card, though, that Arrival Plus card, so. Which one do you like? Do you like Barkley, Arrival Plus, or do you like the Capital One Venture card? Which one are you a fan of? I know like the, what is it? The Barkley Arrival Plus is a little bit cheaper. I think maybe like, what, $6? Might be $6 cheaper. And then the Capital One Venture card is $95. I think that Barkley is $89. And you get like the first year waived or something like that. But exactly, the transfer partners is definitely what I was thinking about. And then also, the annual fees waived for the first year. So, as opposed to the Barkley card, you got to pay $89 from the get-go. No, hold on, I'm tripping. It's waived for the first year too. I'm sorry. But yeah, definitely the transfer points I like. But they're very similar. I'm not sure what the sign-up bonuses are right now. I can always check. Let me see. It looks like the sign-up bonus is 70,000 right now for the Barkley card. 70,000 points, which is not bad, but the transfer partners is just a lot more, 50 and 70K. Yeah, so I'm sticking with the Capital One Venture card in that situation. Now let's talk about this whole Wild Air discussion. Do we still like? And I think a lot of people, and it's not the passenger's fault. I'm not saying that at all, but I do feel like, and I've never flown on Wild Air before. I'm not I think that's in Iceland. And give me a thumbs up too. Thanks whoever just gave me a thumbs up. I'm not in Iceland. I've never went to Iceland. I think Iceland is like, Wild Air was Iceland's like carrier. But I just think the way it happened was just, I didn't know that could happen like that. Like I know airlines can merge. I know they can, go out of business or whatever, just like a store does. But I'm thinking maybe like, how stores have like a going out of business sale. Maybe, the company was going to have, and thanks for the thumbs up, everybody. I thought maybe the Wild Air was going to have maybe like a Jay Jones, thank you. Thank you so much for the thumbs up. Yeah, I thought they were going to have maybe like some type of notice or something. They said that they were having somebody invest in the company, and then out of nowhere it was just like, no. So I'm just like, okay. I just think that a lot of people were stranded, and that was really messed up. But then number two, I know before you check out most of the time with airlines and even third parties, they ask you, do you want insurance? And I am victim for this. I'm gonna be honest. I never clicked their insurance, but I know the risk I'm taking. And now I'm just like, you know what? It's really important now to really have a card that gives you travel insurance. I know the American Express Platinum does not, like the Chase Sapphire Reserve does, the Chase Sapphire Preferred does. The Amex card does not. That's why it's kind of like a rock and a hard place, because you want the 5 points per dollar when you're buying a flight directly with the airline. But if you book it on there and something happens with the airline, you don't have any protection. You don't have any insurance. It's kind of like playing with fire. So I think everybody needs to have some type of card in their repertoire, travel protection, regardless if it's Chase Sapphire Preferred or the Reserve. And with the Preferred's increased sign-up bonus right now, I think it's a perfect time to maybe get it. Or buy insurance, through third parties and stuff, because as you see, this stuff happens. It's still mind-blowing though. People were paying like an extra $1,000 to get to wherever they had to be. I know this one guy was going to India, and he had to pay like an extra, I believe, $700 to $800 that he really couldn't afford, but he had to do what he had to do. So it was very, very tough. Now, if some of you guys aren't familiar with like just insurance in general, I'm looking at some stuff right now. We got baggage delay protection, lost damage baggage protection. So if your bags are lost for a certain amount of time, that credit card company will give you X amount of dollars per day. If your bags come to you lost or damaged. Good night, Jalissa. Thank you so much for coming in the chat. Trip delay reimbursement, trip cancellation and interruption, things like that. I think it's really, really important to have those things big time. Again, the biggest ones, I think the best one is the Chase Sapphire Reserve. City Prestige is on the list as well. And Chase Sapphire Preferred. And again, unfortunately, the Amex Platinum does not have it. So I think, again, that would be my favorite card. I mean, it is still my favorite card, but that would be like the best card in a lot of people's eyes if they offered some type of baggage delay, trip protection, or something. For $550, they give you other things, but they don't give you that. But what are your thoughts on it? Does anybody out there have these cards that have travel protection, or when you book things, do you kind of just play with the fire, or do you book through third parties and get the insurance right before you check out? Or you guys just kind of just like, if it happens, it happens, and that's on you? Somebody just commented on the Apple product sucks. Okay. I don't think so, but all right. Everybody has their own opinion, so I can respect it. Is everybody there? Is everybody here? Is everybody there, or did I freeze, or what's going on? Oh, okay, okay. Never experienced losing baggage, but those perks would be nice. Yeah, those perks are really nice. And I think they're required now after seeing that. I know a lot of the YouTubers did videos on them. I didn't want to do a video on it. I got people that kind of suggested me maybe I do a video. I didn't want to do a video on it. I figured I'd just talk about it on a live, but I think it's very important to have some type of plan B just in case it happens, because these cancellations can just happen to anybody. The times they have happened to me, I got very lucky. It was more so like the airline's fault. So like the last time I got stuck in South Carolina, it was because we had engine failure. Which, you know, you don't want to fly anything that has engine failure. So they actually delayed that flight for like hours. They kept delaying it and delaying it and delaying it. And then eventually they just canceled the flight indefinitely. But because it was the airline's fault and it was in their control, they put everybody in the hotel. So I was good. But let's say if it was like some bad weather or something like that, they don't take no ownership for that because it's not really their fault. And then you're just kind of just either going to be sleeping in the airport, or you got to find somewhere to go. I think sometimes airlines might help you out, but they're not required to in those situations. So I think it's important to get some type of insurance. Yeah, I agree. I wish the Platinum had it too. Again, I'm a big Platinum supporter, but stepping it up. You know, I'm hoping, you know, as time goes on, they step it up in that aspect. There are a lot of things, though, that people don't use as far as protection. I'll talk about that in a minute. I always want to go with the Amex Platinum, but I only risk it with sort of domestic flights. Okay, well, that's a good way to put it, John Jose. And again, thanks for coming into the chat. He just said that he always goes with Amex Platinum for the 5 points per dollar, 5 membership reward points, which is smart. But he only does it with stuff that like he's okay with taking a risk for if he has to come out of pocket. But when it comes to those really big trips, like, you know, across seas, it makes sense to get it with the CSR or the CSP. But like you just said, the CSR is a lot better as far as protection. So it makes a lot of sense. You're losing out on a little bit of money as far as points, but if something goes wrong, you're going to be very happy that you made that decision. So that's a good point. A lot of people don't even use like the roadside assistance. Like Amex gives like roadside assistance. I know a lot of people who have the Amex Platinum card or the Gold card, yet they kind of still, and I know everybody's different, but like a lot of them still have AAA. And their cars aren't like bad, or you know, their cars are pretty new and they're pretty nice. But if something goes wrong, they're calling AAA, or they're paying for it in their auto insurance. Where if you look in your auto insurance policy, you can delete that and save yourself some money. If you know you don't have a car that's really like risky, and you know you're not going to need more than 4 service, you know, situations in a year, you know, Amex does it for you. That's a part of a benefit of a car, you know. So like the Amex Gold does it, the Amex Platinum does it. It's up to 4 times per year. So if you are somebody who pays AAA or pays your car insurance to give you this roadside assistance when your car doesn't really need it, and you have Amex Platinum or Gold, just cancel it. You know, 4 times a year, they will send people out and tow you, or if you need to patch your tire, if you can't patch it, or you change a tire or something like that, definitely use that perk too. It is a slow night. I got 8 people in here. This is a slow night. So I'm probably going to do my lives more so maybe throughout the day, maybe like 2 p.m., 3 p.m. on Sundays. I think now people are kind of getting ready for the work week, which is respectable. Just trying to experiment with different times on Sundays to see what's best for everybody. But I appreciate everybody that's in here right now. But we normally have a lot more conversation when we're in here, so it's definitely a smaller crowd, but it's okay. New to credit, thanks for joining in. I was just saying it's a very slow crowd today, so I appreciate you coming into the chat. Today we were just talking about the whole Apple Card situation, as far as if you like the card, if you think it's going to be good. Leon, thanks so much for coming into the chat, and if you're joining in, just give me a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. Thanks for the chat. So New to credit and Leon, today we were just talking about the Apple Card. And if it makes sense for you, are you going to get it? What's going on? Like, are you going to get it or what's going on? And we're also talking about the whole WOW Air situation, how they just left everybody. Is Amex back to giving out the airline credit on AA and Delta? The thing with the whole airline credit, though, with American Airlines, it wasn't American Express. It was more so, and I can check for you and let you know, it was American Airlines and how they coded it in the system. I haven't heard anything as far as it going back, so I would say no, especially when it comes to American Airlines. As far as Delta, though, I mean, maybe you're telling me something I don't know, but I didn't think Delta suffered from it, but maybe so. But no, I don't think it's changed back. I think they kind of kept the coding the same. It was American Airlines that changed the coding, not necessarily American Express. But I mean, if you're still somebody who likes to, like, let's say you don't have a airline card like the American Airlines Barclay card or something like that, or if you don't have the Citi Advantage Platinum Select card, like cards that give you waived baggage fees, you can still use it to your advantage. It won't be a free flight, but it'll still save you some money if you're selecting your airline. You can also use it to maybe pick up a seat, maybe after you book, maybe an upgraded seat. So if you wanted to get like a better seat in a better class, it might make sense. So it's not going to be a free flight, but you know, it's still $200 off. I know some people use it for snacks on board. You can use it for Wi-Fi. Since I heard yeah, you can use it for Wi-Fi if you don't have like GoGo in-flight, or if you don't want to pay for Wi-Fi. You know, you can still use it, you know, for things like that. New to credit said he's going to pass on the Apple Card. I'm going to have to check your video out. Yeah, I think I'm going to pass too, but if anybody has it, if my friends don't get it first, I will gladly do a review on it, like, you know, as far as how much it weighs and what it looks like or anything. So if you got anybody out there willing to donate the card, just so I can see, I wouldn't mind. YD Smith, thanks for tuning in. I'm sorry I didn't tell you in advance. Again, I'm just testing out different times. Starting next week, though, I'll let everybody know. It's going to be Sundays by popular demand. Just from the votes that I got today, got 14 votes right on here. So everybody who voted, thanks so much. We got 14 votes. So thanks so much. We're going to be doing it on Sundays. And since it looks like a lot of my people are Eastern time, but then I know for a fact I have a couple people on the West Coast. I'm thinking maybe the afternoon to like the earlier part of the evening. Like right now it's 9 o'clock on Sunday, so I'm sure people are getting ready for work week. Maybe like anywhere between 12 to maybe like 5 or something like that. Sundays, it might not be every Sunday, because like this Sunday I'm actually going to be out in New York for the whole weekend. So I'll still try to get a live stream in, but it's probably not going to be every Sunday. But I'll definitely let you know. And I believe you're following me on Instagram, so I'll be doing it on Instagram and I'll be doing it on YouTube as far as the community posts let you know. The reward structure for the Apple Card isn't beneficial. Leon, I agree, especially if you, like, I get Apple products, but I typically get it through my phone carrier, so I don't always go through Apple, so I'm not going to really be getting 3%. 2%, I use Apple Pay. I do use Apple Pay, especially on my Apple Watch, like all day, every day I'm using it. So But there are places that I go to that don't offer that. It's only 2%, and I'm not gonna pull out that card to show off just to get 1%, because I'm hurting myself. Jay Jones, Apple Card seems like it benefits you best if you purchase the Apple products. I don't. Right. And again, I'm an Apple user. Everything that I'm using right now is like, even the iPad right here. So I'm an Apple user, but I don't buy Apple products all the time because they make their products to a level where you don't have to buy things all the time, unless you buy AirPods and things like that every year. But with this whole like AirPower situation that just happened, I'm just not feeling it right now. I'm glad that Sundays work for you, and again, I will make sure I let you know a few days, if not maybe like a few hours or something. I'll make sure I let you know. I basically, from the, okay, it's basically a glorified store card. Yeah, I mean, I would say so. I live in Ohio. Is it normal to fly to, hold on, what? For global entry interview? Hold on, can you say that? So you live in Ohio, okay, to Memphis or other places for global entry interview. Oh, is it normal that I have to fly to Memphis or other places for global entry? So I live in Philadelphia. My airport offered the interview there. So I mean, if you're already going to be there or something, then yeah. But if you can find an airport that's closer for the global entry interview, then that's perfect. Flying for the global entry interview. Global entry is awesome. I'm not gonna lie, it's awesome. I've never had if you get global entry, you're probably gonna get the TSA. You're gonna get TSA PreCheck with it, right? So I think it's an awesome program. I just don't think flying to get it is the best thing. But if that's what you have to do, then by all means, you only got to do it once every 5 years. So, Shamrock, welcome in. We were talking about the Apple Card. I know you were just not a fan of, and we're also talking about why you preach and you like really, really preach. And you're right, the whole Wow Air situation, and a lot of customers were left stranded. And I hope a lot of customers had insurance. If they booked their travel on American Express Platinum, the Amex Platinum card, then they would have had an issue because they don't have any travel protection. So we were talking about the Chase Sapphire Reserve, Chase Sapphire Preferred, etc., as far as having that protection, because like we discussed a couple days ago, and the DMs is just it's bad. It's just bad. Are they trying to corner the market with eBay systems? Would you know if Samsung Pay is used more? I don't. So I can take a guess. I would think Apple Pay is used more. I think Apple phones are more popular. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Apple Pay came out first, if not around the same time. I could be wrong. I'm not like a tech guy. So as far as eBay systems, are they trying to, I can't even tell you the last time I bought something off of eBay. So I don't think so. But as far as Samsung versus the Apple Pay, I think Apple Pay is used a lot more. But it could be equal. I mean, I could be wrong. The only reason I'm saying that again is because I use Apple. So those same places that I'm using my Apple Card, I am sure people are using Samsung Pay as well. I feel sorry for those who booked with a debit card. Really hard to get refunded. I agree. And if you're in the chat, give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. Yeah, I feel sorry for anybody who. So here's my thing with debit cards. Debit cards, I think they're good to take money out, like of the ATM and stuff like that, and to also have the option to pay. I know you can get an ATM card if you just want to take out money. I like the flexibility of having a debit card because most of the time I'm only using it to take money out of the ATM. But if I really need to pay, like if in a bad world, the credit card company shut down and only debit cards for some strange reason worked. I still got a debit card to use, but that's like my very last resort because I'm not getting any benefits. I'm putting my card at risk because it's in a system now, could potentially be hacked or something like that or get fraud on it. And it takes so long for things to come back to you, whether that be merchant holds at hotels or rental car places or refunds. When it's a credit card, I don't care. It's not my money. Like that, if I'm going to get if it's getting refunded to me, I don't care. It's not my money that's on hold. It's not my money being affected. So Shamrock, I agree. And yeah, I haven't used eBay since Amazon Prime. He's talking about ePay. Okay, the mobile wallet. Okay, yeah, what Sean said. I think Apple Pay is definitely more popular. Yep, cash is definitely king. You don't want to be like just too fancy to use a debit card at all, and something happens and they don't take credit cards and they don't have an ATM and cash advances aren't allowed. Just like I think about like the worst case scenario. Another side tip: I have a credit card, so if you ever see me in the airport, don't try to rob me, y'all. I keep a debit card. Sorry, not a debit card. I keep a credit card exclusively. It stays in my suitcase. I have 2 suitcases and I have 2 credit cards. They exclusively sit there. And obviously they're the cards that don't give me any rewards, like my first credit card and my second credit card that I ever had. They just sit there. And I have like a recurring payment on there monthly to kind of keep them active. But they literally sit there. And that's another thing. Like if something was to go wrong and I lost my cards and my phone and my wallet, if I go back to my hotel room, I will still have those cards with me. So if you don't do that either, and I know so many people who only travel with one form of payment, which is so dangerous. So definitely make sure you're traveling with more than one form of payment. Get some cash, have a debit card, have a credit card, have a backup debit card, a backup credit card, all that stuff. All that stuff. Definitely keep some cards in your suitcase or somewhere that you know when you're on vacation, it will be there with you, not with your wallet. Tip: if traveling, always take a second or third card from a different lender just in case one gets shut down. Exactly. I agree. And what I do, the cards that are in my suitcase, they're not American Express because American Express isn't accepted everywhere. So in a really bad situation, if everything shut down and all I had was my Amex card in my suitcase and they don't take Amex, I am out of luck. So obviously the card I have is a Visa card. And yeah, so definitely that's a really good tip, Shamrock. Definitely keep different. And that's how my wallet is right now, because let me see what's in my wallet. Amex, Visa, Amex, Visa. Yeah, I got 2 of each. Amex, Visa, just in case anything goes wrong. I would like to explore the Chase ecosystem. I did research for the CSR trip cancellation, and I found that to be the Achilles heel of Amex Platinum. Yeah, I agree, Leon. And Shamrock is right here, and this is my guy. He loves Amex Platinum, but like he said, they got to come up with some type of something as far as protection, because that's something that they are lacking big time. They don't have that. That is definitely the Achilles heel that makes you keep the card in your pocket for sure. One of those, the Chase Sapphire Reserve Order Preferred, but honestly, and I'm sure you've done your research, the Chase Sapphire Reserve gives you more perks as far as delay and protection and all that stuff. My go-to backup card is the Capital One Venture. The card doesn't get used much at all, but it's that one card I always count on that never let me down. Yeah, I agree. Capital One Venture is a good card. I have not yet had the Capital One Venture though. I haven't had the Capital One Venture card, but the sign-up bonus is pretty sweet. And let me see who I was talking to earlier. I was talking to Damien earlier about the Capital One card. And I think I'm going to try it out. It was Capital One versus the Barclay Arrival Plus card. And we were talking about how we think that the Capital One card is just a little bit better. So I agree. I think we all have like a card that doesn't let us down, which is pretty sweet. Now, American Express has never let me down as far as being declined or anything like that, but there are times where they've let me down as far as it not being accepted. I'm traveling internationally. Do you recommend any debit card? Yeah. So most debit cards now, most debit cards don't have foreign transaction fees. So I'm not going to sit here and pick a specific bank because depending on where you live versus I live, banks may differ. But you definitely want to find a card that doesn't have no annual fee. Scratch that. Debit cards don't have annual fees. I'm sorry. You want to find a card that has no foreign transaction fee, because some debit cards and some banks still do charge you. So just find a regular card that doesn't have no foreign transaction fees, and make sure that card is, hopefully make sure it's a Visa. If anything, make sure it's a Visa, which is very easy. Just get a Visa debit card, no foreign transaction fee. Make sure you call your bank before you leave or do it online if you're traveling. And take some cash out too. Nothing specific as far as any specific debit card, just a card that doesn't have any foreign transaction fees. So in that rare instance where you need to take money out or you need to swipe your debit card, you're not charged any exchange fees for using the debit card. Just kind of keep it sweet and simple when it comes to debit cards, because most debit cards don't give you cash back or any perks. So just like your typical bank debit card, just make sure it doesn't have any fees. It's because I consider it a benefit card. Yeah, I think the Amex Platinum card is a big benefits card. I think it's a really big perk card. It gives you a lot of status, gives you a lot of perks, so it's definitely good. Now, I know for a fact though, like you don't even have to have the Amex Platinum in your wallet. You can kind of just keep it at home as long as you know the card number and stuff like that, or maybe it's in your phone, maybe through the chain or like your wallet or something. The only time you may need it is when you're going to a Centurion Lounge. You might need that card for getting into the Centurion Lounge or something like that, but that's pretty much it. Do we have any more? Jimmy Cave said to Charles Schwab. Are you talking about no, what Charles Schwab product are you referring to? Charles Schwab debit card. Let's check that out. Let's check out the Charles Schwab debit card. Let me see what's going on with that. Let's see the perks of the Charles Schwab debit card. I've never looked into the perks of this, but you learn something new every day. Oh, nice. It reimburses all ATM fees. Ah, okay. So, thanks for bringing it up, Jimmy. So, let me go back to the question for my guy, Leon. So, Jimmy actually just brought up a really good point. If you have, again, you want to find a card with no foreign transaction fees, like I stated, a card that's hopefully a Visa card, because they're accepted everywhere, so you're not going to really have to worry about that. But also look for a debit card, and this is more so like a checking account more than a debit card. If you have an account that doesn't give you any ATM fees, perfect. And there are some accounts out there, if you keep a certain threshold in your account, they'll actually reimburse you the fees that the other bank charges you. So I know there's a bank out here, it's a TD Bank. They'll actually give you, what is it called? I think it's called a Premier checking account. If you keep, I think, 2,000 or 2,500 in the account, they'll waive any ATM fees that the other bank charges you at the end of the month. So that's a good point. How many inquiries should be on your report when applying for Amex card, or shouldn't be on your report? Eli, hey, welcome in to the chat. So how many inquiries should be on your Amex, I'm sorry, not your Amex, on your report? Again, there are people out here. I think it really more so depends. I think your inquiries aren't the biggest issue. I think that, the biggest issue, or not even issue, just something you want to be cautious about. Just make sure, everything is good as far as the credit score, the credit history. As long as you're not applying for like 6 to 7 to 10 cards a month or something like that, you should be okay. And again, I think Amex has a rule you can't apply for more than, you can't apply for more than a certain amount of cards in 90 days. So the inquiries don't really matter when it comes to Amex, but I would suggest using the pre-qualified tool, the pre-qualified tool as a soft inquiry to make sure you're okay. But as far as the inquiries on the credit score, so on the credit report, you should be fine. There shouldn't be any issues. The only issue is the whole Chase situation. 524. So make sure you get your Chase cards out first. Amex, thankfully, thank God, Amex doesn't have any 524 rule right now, or any type of whatever they want to call it rule. So Chase cards, if you want to get Chase cards, get them out the way first. If you apply for a lot of Amex cards or any other cards, then you try to go to Chase. If you got 5 cards in the last 24 months, don't think about it. Can I swap? Oh, I'm sorry. Shamrock said the platinum card makes traveling a little more relaxing, but that's about it. That's a hard one for folks to swallow, but it's true. I agree. It makes it more relaxing. It makes it more luxury feeling. I still will say it's a travel card. It's still one of the very best. I know you're not going to agree with me, Shamrock. I will say it is a travel card though, but not one of the very best as far as, again, the cancellation situation. But as far as the perks and the money it saves me, oh yeah, definitely, in my opinion, still a travel card. I stay at Hilton hotels often. I actually was just staying at a Marriott hotel, and for one night, it was 4 of us. The breakfast came up to $60 for 4 of us for one night. Now, we stayed there for 3 nights. So 60 times 3 is $180, and that's before any tip. But because I have Marriott Gold status, because of the Amex Platinum card, we saved as a whole, over $200. And that's a big traveler perk right there. And that's just off the strength of having Marriott Gold status complimentary. Then that's nothing else that it gives to you. So I think it's still definitely a travel card. Okay, and I agree. So when did I stay? Was I off peak? I guess you could say I was off peak, definitely. Even the Hilton, with the complimentary breakfast for 2, the upgrades, things like that. We got an upgraded room. So definitely not, I would, that's a really hard one, man. Like Chase Sapphire Reserve and Amex Platinum. I got a question like this on my Instagram yesterday. I still picked Amex Platinum. I know you were like Chase Sapphire Reserve, if anything. Let me see. Travel to this, can you quickly learn that Marriott Gold is not even recognized? Travel to Los Angeles and JFK, and you quickly learn that Marriott Gold is not even. I agree with that. They look at you when you go up there. You'll be like, oh, I'm Marriott Gold Elite, and they'll be like, okay, you're not a platinum. Is it platinum or diamond? I think it's platinum with Marriott. And it's just like, oh man. Now, if you go to Hilton, it's a little bit different. And I'm actually going to show you this weekend, because I'm actually going to be in New York this weekend. Hilton is a little different. I'm not sure if anybody watches or watched wrestling, but I did when I was a kid. And I'm taking my brother for the whole weekend. We're going to go watch WrestleMania for the first time. I think it's really awesome. So I'm excited about that whole situation. But I'll show you, hopefully, I know we're going to get free breakfast. And I heard we're going to get an upgrade because I called them a couple days ago. So we'll see. Jimmy Cave says, don't use debit card when charging for rental cars because they pull your credit and can trigger inquiries. Really? I didn't know that. Well, no, I'm sorry. They do check credit. And another thing is they do really, really strange holds. I've seen like $400, $500, $900 holds after you've already kind of left, and then your money is kind of just, if you're not the richest person in the world, your money is just kind of just hanging. So yeah, I would definitely agree. When you're staying at hotels or you're doing rental car purchases or rentals, don't use a debit card. There are really rare instances where I would agree on using a debit card. If I'm somewhere I don't know, I'm not using my debit card. I'll use my credit card. There's just very rare instances. But yeah, you're right 100%, Jimmy. But I did not know about the whole, they pull your credit. That's something else. Can I swap my regular Amex Platinum to Charles Schwab Platinum? Leon, I'm sure you can. I'm sure you can. I would give Amex a phone call. I've heard of it before. I've heard that question before. I believe you can for sure. Too many folks with status in these popular areas making gold. Yeah. Yep. And I think we had a talk about that, Shamrock, as far as I wanted a card that gave airline status. And you said, you know, you'd rather have people earn it rather than just kind of get it and pay for it. So like right now with that Chase card, no, not Chase, I'm sorry, the American Express, that Hilton card, let me see which one is it. I get so confused with all these Hilton changes, but give me 1 second. It's the card that gives you a diamond status automatically. It is the Aspire card. It gives you diamond status, so it's big time. And that's really nice, but if you're willing to pay the $450, you get automatic diamond status. So I can agree with you. If everybody in New York and everybody in California is willing to pay that, it's going to kind of just make it, you know, less valuable. And as time goes on, it'll get like that. Maestro, I'm aware Enterprise has a credit check with debit. Okay, so, okay, I get what you're saying. So I've heard that is so, see, I don't do rental cars really much. There's other things now that are out there. Like I know I'm still on the younger end, so I'm not 25 yet. So if I try to rent a car, they charge me like an extra whatever they want to charge me a day, which I think is ridiculous because I haven't had an accident. But I use things like if I was to get a car like Turo, you know, stuff like that, because oh my gosh, Enterprise, Hertz, whatever they're just the fees, the holds on the money. It's a lot, and if you don't have like a credit card or something like that, it's just it's a lot. You want to make sure you got a lot of money sitting there because they're gonna put a hold on something. The most you get from status from those places is free food and extremely airport lounges. Yeah. You were Diamond before. How did you like being Diamond? Was it something? How about the places where it wasn't busy? Because I don't always go to busy places all the time. And I typically, when I travel, I try to travel off peak to the nice places because it's cheaper, it's less crowded. So you said you were Diamond before. When you travel to places that weren't so popular, or off peak places that are popular, how were you treated then? Diamond is perfect in the Midwest. Okay. Yeah, Chicago is big. Chicago, you know, Chicago. So I have yet to go to Chicago too. I know everybody says this, but when I go to Chicago, I want to do that building where you're all the way up in the sky. I think it's the glass platform. I don't know what it's called. I know it's a skyscraper, and you kind of like tilt. I think I'm gonna be freaked out, but I think it's gonna be pretty awesome at the same time. So when I go to Chicago, I definitely want to do the what is it called? It's called the Sky Deck, I believe. Let me see. Yeah, I gotta try that out. The Sky Deck. Oh yeah, I want to definitely try it out. I'm definitely terrified, but oh well, I'll definitely still do it. Oh, Leah, you've done it. Okay. How long is the whole process? Is it like a couple seconds, I guess? You kind of just tilt over and that's pretty much it? Right. I was in Niagara Falls. Where are you staying at? Are you staying at the Marriott? Are you staying at the Marriott on the falls? No tilt, all glass. Okay. That's awesome. I can only imagine like looking down and it's just like, oh my goodness. That's where I stayed at too, Shamrock. This is my picture. If you can see it, I'm not sure how good the reflection will be, but this was my view at night. That's me right there, as you can see, trying to show off. But that falls view is ridiculous. It was breathtaking, but it was just so cold. It was negative, when I was there, it was -2 degrees. And I forgot my gloves. We drove up there, and we drove up there, and getting gas, I forgot my gloves, and I had to pump gas. Oh man, I had to kind of just sit there in -2 degree weather, just like holding the gas pump. It was ridiculous, but it was an awesome experience. So I'm hopefully you're having a good time out there. I went to the casino. It was nice. It was really nice. If you haven't seen the video, I'm not sure if you have or not. I actually did a vlog. So I stayed at 2 hotels. I stayed at the Hilton, the DoubleTree, which is a little bit further down off of the falls. I think it is. I forget what it's called. I just know it's the DoubleTree. It's a little bit further down to the left side. Yeah, the hot tub. That's the same room. The hot tub is like, so you got I'm not sure if your room was the same, but when you came in, you had the door, obviously, and then the hot tub and bathroom was on the right-hand side. And then the bed was further back, and then the view, obviously, was awesome. So hopefully it's probably the same thing. Yep. Pretty much. I'm not trying to be a creep or nothing like that. I can't see you in the room or nothing like that. But yeah, that's definitely what it was. It was an awesome stay. It was a really awesome stay. That was my first time in Canada though. So like I went to Applebee's and all that stuff, and the food was like different. So it was a little different. 18th floor. That's awesome. That's an awesome view. And we did a day trip to Toronto. I actually did a vlog on it if you didn't see the video. The whole Toronto Niagara Falls vlog. I actually did it 2 months ago. So if you wanted to go check it out, if you wanted to see my vlog, if you cared, go check it out if you haven't seen it already. But yeah, Niagara Falls was nice. Toronto was nice. It was a nice little situation. Get the WeGo bus pass. Okay. I didn't get a bus pass. See, we had a car rented, which was cool, but obviously I couldn't have it in my name because, it was going to be too expensive. But I heard about that WeGo bus pass. The one thing I wanted to do, and I said I was going to come back and do it, was the boat inside of the boat on Niagara Falls, and you can get hit with the water and take beautiful pictures and stuff. I think it was closed because it was frozen. Like the ice was frozen, so it was rough. It was rough. I've never experienced that type of cold weather, but it was awesome. My rental hasn't moved since I got here. It's closed now. Gotcha. Made of the Mist. Yes, it is. That's what I wanted to do. But they weren't open. It was just too cold. So I said I'd have to come back in like the summertime. Because I was trying to take some nice pictures, man. I was trying to take some nice pictures with that, so. Uh-oh. My bad. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it. That's all I wanted to talk about. I will be having a new video out coming on it's going to be out on Wednesday. It's going to be Wednesday. I don't know what time works for you guys. I tried to do YouTube tells me that the best time to post my videos are at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I was like, okay, YouTube, I'm going to trust you this time. I typically kind of just do like trial and error myself. I was like, I'm going to listen to YouTube with the video last week, a couple of days ago, with how to increase your credit score with the credit utilization. And I posted it at like 9 o'clock at night, and it didn't do too well as far as views within the first couple hours. I'm going to continue to post my videos, regardless of what YouTube says, around 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So new video will be out at 12:15 on Wednesday Eastern Standard Time. Since you guys are on the live stream, I'm going to give you the thumbnail as far as what the video is. Just to kind of give you a heads up, this is what the video is going to be. It's going to be on my annual fees and how much I pay in annual fees. So that's the thumbnail right now. Annual fees, that will be out Wednesday at 12:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The video is already up and ready to go, and that's going to be the video. All right, I'm just going to tell you, I know Shifu did a video on how much he paid on annual fees, and I was like, okay, well, that's he got a lot of views, and I guess that's what you guys want to know. So I will be talking about that, but it is 9:30. I know people are kind of winding down, so I'm going to end it here. But if you got any questions, again, you know what to do. Points Pointer, what is his fees before I go? How many? I haven't checked his fees. How much is he paying in fees? I heard I know he had like 50 something credit cards. So how much is he? Oh my goodness. Yeah. That's a lot of fees. But I'm sure he's getting like, did he tell you what the value of it was? Like as far as how much value he's getting? Because I'm sure he's getting a lot more value than, you know, $6 grand. I'm sure he's maybe getting like 10 grand in value. I'm guessing he's kind of estimating it. 2,400? See, he's getting 2,400 additional value from the 56. Cool. I'm going to put my Instagram and Twitter in the chat just in case anybody here doesn't have me on either. Definitely give me a shout. I do respond back. So I'm going to put it right here before I get off here. All right, so my Twitter and my Instagram right there. Give me a shout if you guys don't have me on there. Follow me. I'll be doing my community posts. I'll let you know. No problem, Leon. Thanks for coming in. Sharing Rock, it's always a pleasure. Everybody else, thanks for coming in. If you are in here, give me a thumbs up if you haven't. I'll see you guys soon again Wednesday at 12:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be dropping a video, so make sure your post notifications are on. Everybody